In an effort to keep these first videos a bit unpredictable, we now have a sealed team bag, the Boston Celtics team bag, from the 1983-84 Star set. The basketball card market was basically the Topps company alone from 1969-70 until 1981-82, when Topps took a long break. Basketball card collectors were at a loss in 1982-83, as no major sets were produced at all. So in 1983-84, Star made an attempt to fill that void and sell some cards. Well, technically it was their first attempt of a full set. They did produce 32 cards for 1982-83, highlighting the All-Star game. From 1983-84 to 85-86, Star was basically the only option for NBA cards. Early Star Company cards drive collectors a bit nuts. The original printing was limited. The cards weren't widespread among dealers. It's said that cutting problems led Star to dispose of many of the cards. Star worked through these issues, but it makes the earlier cards in this set more rare, since it was with the later cards that they finally smoothed things out. Also, the distribution was unusual, with cards being distributed as mail-order team sets. The hardest sets to find are Dallas, Boston, and Philadelphia. I looked up some numbers. No one is certain about how many of each are out there. They're thinking about 500 Dallas, 900 Boston Celtics, and about 2,000 Philadelphia team sets. Also uncertain is the total number of cards produced for this set, but it's assumed that about 5,000 sets of each team were intended. Collectors sometimes draw a clear divide between these sealed team bags and the individual cards. On one hand, it's a special thing to have a sealed team set, never opened. On the other hand, the fact that it's sealed doesn't allow a collector to see and enjoy all of the individual cards. The whole set, 1983-84 Star, was structured predictably. Teams are grouped together. Then cards are alphabetical by player's last name, with some variation for stars. For example, in this team set, Larry Bird is featured before Danny Ainge to allow him to be presented first in the sealed pack. This made for a 275 card set of a predictable pattern of players. No special subsets, anything else to really maintain interest in this main set. Even the design became predictable, and it basically remained fixed during all of Star's years of production. Because of all the quirks and the unconventional distribution method, most collectors don't consider Star cards official rookie cards. At least they didn't used to. I kind of think they should. They're coming around to this. First is first. Another note, PSA stopped grading Star cards very early. There was some controversy and discoveries. It's really worth your time to do a search about the history of counterfeits, unauthorized reprintings, factory rejects, lots of drama in the Star Company. So the hesitancy of grading companies is understandable. BGS started grading Star cards in 2008 and was the go-to company for this. PSA only very recently, this year, started grading Star cards again. I don't think they're grading all of them, though, until their knowledge base is built up. This particular sealed bag, the Boston Celtics team set, features Larry Bird as the sole visible card. I think, the Larry Bird card is arguably the highlight of this entire 1983-84 Star set. He was the MVP for that season, but other important cards in here are Kevin McHale, a famous player and coach, Robert Parrish, and Danny Ainge, In fact, Danny Ainge, this was his first NBA card after he left professional baseball. The Celtics team set as a whole is considered the most valuable of the sealed bags, sometimes competing with the Dallas Mavericks due to the Dallas being so rare. In fact, both the Celtics and the Mavericks team sets, they were really impacted by problems with cutting and ink saturation, leading to the disposal of cards. In this particular set, I think I'm zoomed in enough that you can see, this really has too much blue ink. His arm's really dark, lots of blue down around there. So I have a feeling this particular set would be borderline ink saturation problem here. In addition to those cards I mentioned, the only other visible card that you get here is the back of the Greg Kite rookie card. If they get shuffled around, you can see a little bit of the Robert Parrish card there too. Other cards in the bag: Quinn Buckner, ML Carr, Carlos Clark, Gerald Henderson, Dennis Johnson, Cedric Maxwell, and Scott Wedman. So yeah, that's a bit about this particular team set from 1983-84 Star. I'll give you one last look. This was graded a long time ago by GAI here. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.